What's good, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? JDaisy here with the JDaisy Game Channel, here with Spintires MudRunner. You'll have to forgive me, I'm a little confused. I thought I already reviewed Spintires over a year ago. I swore I did. Um, but apparently they came out with another one. It's not even Spintires 2, or Spintires America, or Spintires Russia, or anything. It's a brand new game. It's currently selling for 50% off at $15, normally priced at $30. Um, yeah, I'm very, very confused. I swore I reviewed the first one. As I talk, I'm going to the actual Spintires, the Spintires, and it's selling also for $15 at regular price, with full mod support and fully out. So I don't know what we're really looking at here. And to truth be told, I wasn't all that impressed when I played it. It's actually made and developed by a different company. This one is produced by Saber Interactive. The publisher is Focus Home Entertainment or Interactives, which produce quite a few. They produce like Farm Simulator 17, War Games, Farm Simulator 15, Stick, or STYX, if that's how you prefer to pronounce it. While the original Spintires, the one that came out like a year or two ago, is made by Oovee Games and published by the same company. Oovee as in OOVEE. Producers of such things as like Train Simulator and such. So it's almost like we're dealing with two different companies here putting out Spintire games, putting out these mud running games, which is very interesting to me, because when I played it, I felt like this was the exact same game I had played over 2 years ago, a year ago, just very much polished. I thought, oh, it just came out of early access, and they're trying to make a cheap knockoff of it to make a couple bucks. But it appears that it is a completely different game made by a completely different company. I could be wrong. I'm just talking off some fast, Steam searches here, or Steam stuff of looking at who the publisher and stuff is, but it appears to be completely different games that are almost identical. If you were to play these ones back to back, I don't think you would be able to tell the difference. One is just a little more polished than the other. Like I said, I haven't played the original Spintires in almost 2 years. Probably almost a year. I think it says I last played it 8/21 of 2015. So yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, they are almost identical. When I say this one's a little more refined, I just mean that it feels a little better. The graphics are slightly better. I'm also playing it on a new monitor, so it couldn't even be that. It has mod support already going into it. The missions are a little more defined. The map's a little better. But it just really, really feels like the same game. And it's very confusing to me of what is going on here in the Spintire universe. I didn't really know that there was an ecosystem for this. That's why when Spintires kind of came out, it was kind of on the tail end of this giant simulator surgence. There was just a large influx of simulator games, such as like Train Simulator and Farm Simulator and City Simulator and Trash Simulator and all sorts of German simulator games. And this one came out that was actual decent, and kind of tackled, for a simulator to do well, it has to tackle something that's not really being tackled before. That's not, another Train Simulator, another Farm Simulator. Most of the time those games kind of fail because there's already one game out that kind of corners that market. But this when Spintires, if Spintires 1 or Spintires came out, it was very unique. No game really tackled driving through mud and as good a water physics and such like that. It was very different for that game, which then resulted in it doing fairly well. I remember a lot of people playing this game, especially in my circle, that very much enjoyed it, and people that normally don't play kind of cheaper simulator game, playing it. So it's interesting that 2-3 years later, another company or another different people come out and publish a similar game. I guess copycatting is the best form of flattery. I should also mention that this game, I'm now on their website, is also out on Xbox and PlayStation, so it is on all platforms, offering mod support, vast sandbox, challenging mode, graphical overhaul. It's 13 new vehicles. That would improve. It's 13 new vehicles, dynamic day and night cycle, graphical overhaul, gameplay improvement, and improved physics. So that all sounds like it is of the same company. That is just just a different iteration. And so it's just very confusing. But is the game fun, I guess, is what you're probably here to try and figure out. And yes, the game is fairly fun for the first couple minutes. Until you hit a rock and you fall over and you have to do the same damn thing again. So I have been playing. I've played about an hour and a half of it, and of that, I've gotten to the point where I drove, went and got some logs. We're going to drive them to the point where you have to sell the logs and get points. You're supposed to get 10 points, and however many logs you take is how many points you get, depending on how many times you have to go back and forth. And you plot a course and you drive it, and it was quite fun. I enjoyed the drive over there. I stopped and got fuel, found a few vehicles that were in the field that presumably were killed by Slenderman, and was just driving on my way from the picking up the logs to the end, just going along, and I just randomly hit some rock. Truck flipped. I lost all the cargo, and now my truck is flipped halfway across the map from anything else. And I honestly stopped right there because I was just so fed up. So I had to come back and, play the game, pretty much do exactly what I did, and come back and do it all over again with a different vehicle to come flip myself back over. And now I have to drive back to the logs, get more logs, and drive back. Now if I flip over, it'll be a little easier because I got a second truck over there. But it's just, yeah, it's fun for the first couple minutes, and then from there it is a little annoying. It's a little repetitive, and I imagine if you played it on a separate, if you played it on a different map or played it with more challenges, it might be a little more different, might be a little more fun. But it is a good simulator. It's a very good game, don't get me wrong. Is just a little repetitive for my taste. It graphically looks great. I'm running it on a new monitor, like I mentioned, and it looks very, very nice. Yes, I can't find any. This whole time I've been talking, I've been checking up on the wikis and such, and it appears that there are no mention of the two being connected, other than those few little snippets from the website saying overhauled and such. But yes, the game is fun. Graphically, it's amazing. Being able to go into the cabin and such is very fun. The camera could use a little work just from left clicking and right clicking in and out. But I imagine if you were on a controller, it'd be really nice having those two thumbsticks. With the mouse, it's just a little annoying. The winch system works good. The mud physics look good. It actually feels like you're driving something heavy, something through mud, something like that. The whole game, you're very concerned about your fuel level and everything. Now back to this conspiracy theory I'm working on. If I am now on the official Spintires Wikipedia page. This is the first Spintires. They're claiming that it was developed by Pavlok and published by that UV Game Studios. The game initially raised $84,000 on a Kickstarter in 2013. A few days following its release, Spintires became the top-selling video game on Steam. Steam top 10, selling 100,000 copies in 2014. Later, both UV and attributed to the dispute to communication issues, so it appears the two developers split off. In December 2015, Uwe opened up the game to his player base on Steam Workshop support, seeing the release of his truck and map editor. A new post on the Spintire Steam page by the studio ranger to Uwe suggested that Spintires was not over, as many have suggested, and not showing signs of further graphical improvements. Yeah, so even on their wiki, it does not mention. Oh, here we are. This is on the first page. In Spintires, Players take control of an off-road vehicle and drive them through the muddy off-road terrain to complete objectives. The game was released on June 13th, 2014, and has since sold over 1 million copies. Good job for them. A spin-off game called MudRunners was released on October 30th, 2017. There we go. I was just about to say, because the Spintires MudRunner game is not hosted or connected by that UV Game Studios or anything like that. So it is a spin-off game inspired by the original Spintires, which is very, very interesting. It's selling for almost double that. The game is older. It's just very, very interesting. I don't know what to make of that. Make of it of what you will, that it is Spintires MudRunner, but is not 100% connected to Spintires. That's like if I had a game called Call of Booty, and you ran around shooting Australians instead of Germans. You're kind of running a fine line there. Maybe they have something worked out and they're working together, and I'm just kind of blowing this out of proportion. But I just thought it was very interesting. So if you enjoyed the first Spintires, I wouldn't recommend this game. Play your Spintires. It's already there, and if it's cheaper generally. If you haven't played either, you don't own either, and you're looking to get it this Spintires MudRunners now, because it's the same price as the older model, and with newer graphics and newer mod support, and that's where all the people are. So that's my recommendation. If you enjoy simulators and such like that, that's very nice. If you enjoyed such things as Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator, Cityscape simulators, stuff like that, this would be a very good game for you. So if you're new coming in, get this one. If you already have the other one, you're fine, I think, personally speaking. Take what you will of my weird little insight here into the wonderful dealings and wheelings of the video game industry that we are in. It is a very fun game. Sorry this video got a little rambly there. It's just interesting when you notice something and it actually starts to come to fruition. But as always, we're all in this one together. I will gladly see you guys in the next one.